Hey guys, welcome back to the channel where this time we're going to be doing a deep dive into The Empire Strikes Back and really looking at what makes that movie so great to so many Star Wars fans. It's their favorite movie in the franchise. Not even just Star Wars, but in general, it's one of the greatest movies of all time. And I think there were a lot of things that had to go into that. A lot of things had to happen for the movie to be as great as it was. So we're just going to start at an overview of all of the things that this movie has, as far as elements of great movies, right? Um, from the scenery to the characters that are iconic. By this point, we know that Han and Luke and Leia, Chewie, the droids, Darth Vader. You have this hard hitting cast of characters that people have already fallen in love with by this point because A New Hope came out and the characters were introduced in that film and people loved them. um, and they're expanded upon here. You have elements of romance with Han and Leia, and their subplot. You have elements of comedy with Yoda on Dagobah and his interactions with Luke. You have elements of action. You have the Battle of Hoth. You have the Wampa scene. You have the duel between Darth Vader and Luke on Bespin. Um, so many iconic moments and iconic scenes. And talking about scenes, you talk about the sets and the scenery of the movie. You start off with an ice planet. You have Hoth and the Rebel base, and then the AT-ATs coming across the horizon. You have Dagobah, which is the swamp world. You have a little hut where Yoda resides. You have Cloud City with the beautiful orange skyline. You have, the Bespin chamber, the carbon freezing chamber, with all the lights and the catwalk where Vader confronts Luke. Um, just so many iconic scenes and iconic moments that really stand out, and really make you think of Star Wars. Just a very visually gorgeous film. Um, and then plot wise, you have so many characters going on different journeys. You have Leia kind of struggling with her feelings for Han and learning to loosen up and trust him. You have Han putting his trust in an old friend in Lando who betrays them. And he ultimately has to pay the price for that betrayal. You have the big one, obviously, which is Luke confronting Darth Vader. After going through rigorous training with Yoda and then rushing off to save his friends because Luke is very compassionate. He's very driven by passion, and that leads him to confronting Vader before he's ready. And he loses the fight, he loses his hand, and then you have this bombshell reveal that Darth Vader is Luke's father. And, at the time this film came out, there was no internet. There weren't Star Wars spoilers all over Reddit. This was actually a genuine shock to the audience, to people that watched this and were like, there's no way. Like, there's no way. It's the greatest plot twist in movie history because it was orchestrated so well, so unexpected, and they made sense. Later on in Return of the Jedi, we get Obi-Wan's explanation for why he told Luke that Vader killed his father, but it all makes sense, and it added so much emotional weight to the film. Um, I think the original actors kind of gave some of their best performances in this movie. You know, it's hard to get more iconic than Carrie Fisher and Harrison Ford. In that final interaction before Han is frozen in carbonite, and she says, "I love you," and he just says, "I know." That's just perfectly performed, perfectly orchestrated. This movie is a masterpiece. The puppetry behind Yoda was great. The entire Hoth sequence, like, I could go on and on about so many things about this movie, but in a world we live in where sequels are oftentimes a disappointment or a step down from the original, The Empire Strikes Back is far from that. Far from that. Probably the greatest sequel to a movie ever made because it really cemented Star Wars as this titan in the industry of entertainment. Um, and even the ending scene, just you hear the music swelling and you see the heroes defeated. The Empire got a victory. They lost Han, but they've got Lando on their side now. Luke's getting his hand replaced. They're getting ready to go back out there and fight again. So, that feeling of hope and adventure just continues on and on. So, but I could probably talk for hours and hours about this movie, but I just wanted to go over some of the things that really make this movie so iconic to me, and I think to a lot of Star Wars fans. So, sometimes you just got to kick back and watch The Empire Strikes Back and have a good time. So, yeah, but that's going to be all for this video, and I appreciate you watching. If you're not subscribed, hit that subscribe button for me. It means the world. And as always, may the force be with you. Now let's blow up that like button and go home.